Welcome to Living Well Today, episode 86, which is incredible to think about. And today's topic is This is me. Come as you are is the idea. And I've done shows on this before, and I have Malibu here reminding me that she loves it when I film, and she manages to show up whenever I film. She may, start asking me for my attention here. Come as you are. What does it mean? This is me. It means that you drop the mask. You say, I am enough. I am enough as a leader. I show up with all that I have. And that's my mind, body, spirit, intention, energy, all the things. Ability to transmute, to alchemize. As a leader, I heard the definition this morning and I love it. Everyone is a leader. Everyone is a leader. And because you have impact in your own life, certainly, you dictate the quality of your own life. So the choices that you make, the decisions, the focus or lack thereof. Grace, allowing for grace. In the space of work, people say, how do you allow for grace at work? What does that even look like? What does it feel like? When you know that an employee or a colleague is off their game, so to speak, you know that something's amiss, or mistakes are happening, their focus is off, they are not showing up to work, or they're late. It's something uncharacteristic for them. Their energy level, their level of engagement, something is not quite right. Grace in that space looks like a soft pattern interrupt, a light touch on their shoulder. Is everything okay? Is there anything that I can do to assist? Is there a walk we could go on? Would you be open to that? So that to me is grace. It's allowing space for a tenderness, for an empathy, for an acceptance and a surrender to what is. And that to me is come as you are. It's okay if your hair's not done, if your makeup's not done, if you missed that self-development class last night. There's so much striving in self-development and leadership development and fine-tuning your marketing messages. There's so much better. We all need to be better. And that's the path I've walked. What come as you are is about, and what this is me is about, is a surrender to what is. And to say, am I enough the way that I am right here, right now? And the answer is always yes. And really take that in, because that is, especially for someone who has been on a path of leadership development, self-development, the entrepreneurial path, certainly, of innovation and creativity and constant change and shifting gears, and pivoting is the word, right? Well, how about pivoting deeper into yourself in the present moment? Pivoting conjures up this feeling of, I'm not okay with where I'm at. The 1% rule, which I often, even rule, not good, iteration, the 1% iteration, okay, is even saying where you are right now is not enough. Just 1% more, 1% better. And while all of that growth and encouragement and motivation has its place, I suppose, from time to time, Do we ever balance that is my question, or can we? Or what happens if, what happens when we do balance it with, well, what about the way I am right now? What about the way my business is right now? What about the way I operate with my team and I collaborate with my clients? That's not enough. Like I have to prove something today and the next and the next and the next. My invitation for myself and for you is, what if for today you could say, today is enough. Today is, I am enough today. I'm enough. I have enough talent. I have enough wisdom. I have enough truth. I have enough stories. I have enough muscle mass. I have enough bone strength. I have enough eyesight. I have enough money. I have enough, whatever it is. I have enough. I am enough. And you breathe into it, and there's an amazing sense of letting go, of freedom. Can you try it? Can you say, I am enough? Can you ask yourself a question? Because, of course, we've talked about this before. The brain can never ignore a question. What does being enough feel like? When I have enough abundance, when I have enough friends, when I have enough clients, when I am enough, what does that look like? What does it feel like? Ask yourself that question so that new answers and new feelings have the space and grace to come in. I have enough. I am enough. I'm smart enough. I don't need another class or another certification or more followers or more likes, more money, more. All that's well and good, but can we balance that with what is in my circumference right now, inside and out of me, is more than enough to be here, to be worthy of the sunshine, to be worthy of the air in my lungs, to be worthy to walk this hallowed ground that those have walked before me have done. I'm here and I am enough. And those are, you can look at Freud, you can look at Einstein, you can look at all the masters intellectually, you can look at all the spiritual masters, you can look at all the financial masters, you can look at, and you, no matter what, no matter how many years of therapy or anything else, if you boil it all down to the two questions that we all ask ourselves universally, this is true. Am I enough? And will people love me? If they know who I am, if they know me, will I be loved? Will I be accepted into the clan, into the family, into the company, if they really knew me? Would that be true? And I watched a video this morning, and I would love to share it. I'm wondering, I'm going to type it in and see if I can share it. I didn't have it queued up, but I'm going to bring it up right now and see if I can share the screen. And it's a scene called This Is Me. It's let me do the setup. So when a Hollywood movie is looking for funding and looking for approval and buy-in from the movie houses, the producers, the money, they have to be green-lighted in order to do that. And they do a demo session, or they do something from the movie, a scene of some scenes from the movie, etc., to see if they can get buy-in. So this was not an audition, what I'm going to share, if I can find it. This is not an audition for the actors or the singers. This was actually, in a sense, an audition for the movie. Like, can we get this movie funded? Okay. Um, and the actress explains, she does some setup here on what this is. So yeah, I found it. So let me see now if I can. Does it allow me? I don't even know on StreamYard how this works. Let me see. Share screen. Okay. So here we go. Share my screen and let's pull this up. Hopefully, will it do audio as well? Also share tab audio. Yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So here we go. All right. I want you to watch this scene because it is pretty powerful.
And no one had heard Kiala sing it live. Kiala, who I didn't even want to come out from behind the music stand.
I didn't.
I kept saying to her, just step out because this is your moment and you have to step out into the ring, metaphorically, because that's what you're doing and you got to stand right there in front of everyone and just belt this out.
And I didn't want to. In fact, I stood behind that music stand until the day of that presentation. There was a moment in the song that I actually was so scared that I had to actually grab Hugh's hand so that I had somebody to hold on to. And then we got to the end of the number, and all I remember is just deafening applause. It was a sort of otherworldly experience.
It was one of those moments that will stay with me the rest of my life. Unfortunately, we filmed it.
I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, I won't love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down, because I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words want to cut me down, but it's in that gonna drown out.
Shoot, it's not.
I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me.
Unfortunately, I'm bummed because I can't get this to I can't get this to do it. To play the audio. Shoot. See, technology is what it is. I'm gonna encourage you. Google The Greatest Showman featurette. This is me with Kiala Settle. And you can type in like what I just did here momentarily, and I said, the green lighting, The Greatest Showman. This is me. And go to that where you see the gentleman and her talking and opening up the segment. It's a classic example, and that's what inspired today's show title. It's a classic example of dropping the mask, of saying, I'm showing up as me. And for me, that's enough. And whether you adopt that or not, and whether you subscribe to it or not, you're going to judge me. You're going to judge my company. You're going to judge my employees' customer service. You're going to judge me. That is the nature of human beings, to judge one another. Unless you're a fully enlightened being, you're going to judge others. Okay? It just happens. Can you become conscious of it? And can you make a new choice? Can you say, for a moment, I'm going to suspend judgment from here on out, and I'm simply going to be open? And I'll tell you that when you can do that and you allow someone else to simply be themselves, it's a message to you. It's okay for you to simply be yourself. And what if, the famous question, what if every single one of us did that? Simply showed up as we are. Isn't that enough? Yeah. I'll give you a quick example this morning. So I have a mastermind group that I'm a part of every single morning, 5 days a week. And we're together. It could be 15 minutes, it could be 30 or 35 minutes in the case of this morning. And the gentleman that was leading us this morning, my initial judgment or reaction, because he immediately went into talking about himself, I stepped back and I was like, gee, brother, here we go. Accolades. I understand on some level, like you have to frame, do you have expertise in this matter? What is your background? What's the credibility? I get that. And I do that, and I've done that. So I understand the place for it, but for whatever reason this morning, I kind of backed up from it. I'm like, oh boy, I get to hear somebody's resume and how important they are. So that's what it was triggering in me. It was triggering in me, I'm not enough. Because if I was feeling like I am, and I didn't have the imposter syndrome, as they call it, it wouldn't have triggered in me. So I sat through the uncomfortableness of hearing how fabulous his life is and that he travels around the world and that he's a published author and that all of the things. And on the other side of that uncomfortableness, I started opening up. And then he played that piece for me. And the things that he said after that shifted everything. Like it opened me up another layer. I could feel it. The vulnerability, the inspiration, the welling up of energy. I mean, I had tears in my eyes. You may well cry at that video. Most of the people in this mastermind this morning were bawling their eyes out after they watched that Keala Settle video from The Greatest Showman. Most of us were crying because you have to have a heart of stone not to be moved by that segment. Really. So I would encourage you, if you go and Google that segment, Keala Settle, greenlighting The Greatest Showman movie with the song This Is Me. Just Google it like that. Greenlighting The Greatest Showman with This Is Me. And there's an open, look specifically for the setup video that you saw at the beginning here. If you rewind this show in rewind, and you'll see it. You have to have a heart of stone not to be moved by that. Why is that? Why did it move all the people? There were probably 40, 50 people on this call this morning. Why did it move every one of us? And we shared in the group why that was. And it's because it shows us our true self. It shows us that being vulnerable and truthful and being where we are is empowering, powerful stuff. So all of that to say, when we can sit through some uncomfortableness, as I did this morning, I discovered a real beauty on the other side of that. I mean, would I have ever gotten to this point that I'm feeling the tenderness within me? Would I have gotten to that point through another way? It's possible, sure. Revealed itself at another time? Yeah, possible. I'm sure, in fact, at some point. But it happened this morning because of that, not at another time. As it should, right? Accepting whatever is when it is part of the magic. It's part of the freedom, cultivating your own freedom in that place and space. So my question and offer to you is, how often are you putting a mask on in one way or another? Showing up with a smile when you're really hurting inside. Buying that thing you really can't afford because you're trying to show others or something that you can. I mean, I don't know. What other ways do we put on a mask? When you're in a meeting and you don't agree, wholeheartedly don't agree with the way the meeting is going or the plan or the project or whatever, and you just zip it and walk out and put your head down and you feel smaller. Most times, I'm not saying you have to have a voice every time. There's an awful lot of noise in the world. It's really good to get quiet sometimes and not say anything at all. I get that. But meeting after meeting, if you walk out of meetings and you feel smaller, that's not right for you. Anything, in fact, that makes you feel smaller, contracted, less than any environment, any project, any work. And I'm going through that right now with some of my work. It feels constricting instead of expanding. And that's a signal. And you can actually feel that signal. This is me. You can actually feel that signal in your body. That's how powerful your body is as a compass, as a tuning fork. I have a video out on it's not to just promote my YouTube channel. I'm telling you, this video is powerful. And it should resonate with you, for you. And it's called Higher Vibes, being a tuning fork for God, for source, for the collective consciousness, whatever you want to refer to, that which is bigger than all of us. If you look it up on YouTube, Angela Moonen, Higher Vibes, tuning fork. It's just a couple minutes long. And it affirms, I won't dig too deeply into it because I'm going to wrap up today a little bit shorter. First of all, it shows you a layer of me, whether you're curious or not. Go and judge me there. Watch after watching that video. It's an aspect of all of us, though. It's an aspect of all of us. And that which we emanate, that which comes through us, that which we co-create is the betterment for all when it's real, when it's coming from your heart. And this is me, and come as you are, it's not an intellectual construct. It's not from the thinking brain that comes, that ability to just show up and be. That comes from your heart. That comes from your heart. And I know in this world that we live in, any one of us at work and at home can benefit by opening the heart wider. Opening the heart wider. You can do that through breath. You can do it through intention, through stillness. I went to a park this morning and did my grounding, and my hands on the tree, this probably 100-year-old tree, and my feet on the ground. Laid on my back in the park, as Dr. Zach Bush recommended. Feel that the earth does support you. She will support you. She is supporting you. Can you feel it? Can you surrender to it and let her hold you? This is me. These are the thoughts and the feelings and the intentions and the questions that I have. And through my path, that's the only way I can teach or show, is through my own example. I don't want to be that person that stands on a stage or in a virtual room or in a boardroom. Incongruent, meaning sharing story and philosophy and teachings and guidance that I am not willing to experience and explore for myself first. If each one of us can do that, be the example. One of my favorite quotes of all time, Mahatma Gandhi, Be the change you wish to see in the world. There are so many people raising their fists and pounding their chests and trying to speak louder over the microphone. Are they looking in the mirror? Are they being the example? If you're yelling and you are spewing violence or threats or hatred or any of that towards anybody, you're not being the example. You're not being the change in the world which you seek. Can you not see and feel that incongruence? You say you want a more beautiful world. You say you want a prettier neighborhood. You say that you want better, I don't know. You want freedom of speech. You want freedom of this. You want people to be kinder to you. You want people to be gentler with you. Are you being kinder and gentler? I mean, it seems like a concept, right? That so many people don't understand. They demand respect and they demand, but they're not offering it themselves. This is me. And I invite you to be you. And I'll see you there in that field beyond all judgment. That's a beautiful way to live. That's the way I would like to live. That's the way I am. Being, doing, wanting to live. And I don't always get it right. And I get it wrong a lot. Wrong in the sense, not right, wrong. But dropping the judgment and the self-criticism and the criticism of others and the comparison to others. There's a beautiful layer of learning that I am embodying, and that is that when you see the beauty and the success and the prosperity that someone else is experiencing, and from your vantage point, you feel like you're not getting that. You're not having that prosperity over there. You're not. I'm experiencing this in my own life right now, where I see people who are very incredibly prosperous. And I look at the work and what they say and sometimes do. And to me, I go, I don't understand. I don't understand. And then lately, especially, I say, what if? Can I accept? Can I accept? Can I embrace, in fact, that they're a fractal of me and I'm a fractal of them, and that every one of us as fractals of the bigger, the macro, that we're the micro, that their prosperity is mine as well. Their success, the book they authored, something they created, something they built. I see myself there as a co-creator, as a leaf on a branch of the same tree. And they're another leaf. Competition is one of the bigger challenges on our planet between human beings, to think that somehow if you're smaller, that means I'm bigger and I need to be bigger. Or you have more followers, or you have more wealth, or you have more, whatever that, more beauty, taller than me, prettier than me, or more handsome than me, or smarter than me, whatever it is. That competition creates divide. And there is actually no division. There is no division, only that which we create. So when you say, this is me, with what I am and what I've created and am creating, and that is worthy of being here, of contributing, of having a voice. How does this feel for you? How does it feel for you? I used a different background today because it's such a pretty fall for so many of us. I have heard about up in upstate New York, just absolutely glorious, beautiful weather, 75, 80 degrees, people going and trekking and seeing the fall change of colors in shorts and swimming and boating. And I mean, that's magnificent. No one in that part of the world gets to do that this time of year typically. So it's a real treat. And so I wanted to revel in. So I know I have some of my other icons on here for Choose Well, etc. But I wanted the pretty fall colors today too. So I thank you for being here. I thank you for coming as you are, in whatever way that is. It's okay by me. If it's okay by you. Actually, I shouldn't even say that. There's no condition there. Whether it's okay by you or not, it is okay by me. And go take a look at that YouTube video that I mentioned from The Greatest Showman. Look it up. This is me, the green lighting of The Greatest Showman with Keala Settle. This is me. It's worth the watch. And then comment. I'd love to hear your feedback on how it moves you, or if it doesn't. And if it doesn't move you, we're having a different conversation. For living well today, I'm sending you much love and beautiful fall blessings. Be well and come as you.